Greetings, everyone. Gotta wait a little bit. Apparently, um, just because it comes from YouTube's copyright-free library doesn't mean Twitch recognizes it as copyright-free, which is awesome. So, in all of my Twitch streams, my intro is muted, and my uh some bits of last stream on Twitch was muted. So if you want the full unadulterated VOD, uh go to YouTube. Don't watch VODs on Twitch. It's completely unnecessary and just unhelpful. Okay. Feels like it's been a million years since I've streamed, but no, it's literally just been a week. Literally just a week. Because I didn't stream what was it, Wednesday? Yeah, no, I didn't stream Wednesday. I felt like trash. I wasn't about to force myself to stream when I was just gonna be sitting there just in a bad mood. Because that's not entertaining. Not. So, something's wrong with that coffee, man. Something's wrong with that coffee. Alright, well, whatever. Ugh. Normally, I stream at 10 to get a jump on everything. But then nobody usually shows up until like 11, so. Which is fine, I get it, like lunch breaks and whatnot, and, time zones and whatever. But streaming at 10 was becoming too much for me some days because I like. Sorry, I'm yawning. Ah! I like slow mornings. Let me check the filters gone too. No, noise gate. Okay. I have no idea what this noise gate thing actually does. I haven't adjusted it at all. And I haven't noticed. I have noticed it doesn't pick up my keyboard as much. At least I hope it doesn't. Because before you could hear me clicking everything. Anyway, we're gonna get started in a second. I'm just waking up. Ugh. Okay. 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 Start. No, I'm gonna get rid of that. Not on stream. I've kind of stopped being concerned with spoilers, but I have worked ahead on a few scenes because there were very like dramatic moments. Most of my chat doesn't. Most of my regular chatters aren't long-time fans of the comics. They just are fans of the channel, which is fine. It's so funny to sometimes, like last year, I would get a random chatter coming, "Hey, first time catching a stream, man, fuck short tail." Oh god, that's too funny. Hi is hello. I'm sorry you feel that way. Unfortunately for you, he's going to be alive for quite some time. Funny because I don't even think Shorttail's that hateable. He's just kind of annoying in the first bit. At least to me, he is. It's just vaguely annoying, and then Like, 'cause he's an absolute joy for me as the writer and artist. Like, my God, I got so wild with his expressions. Like the first, I don't want to say chapters, and I'm not operating by chapters, but like when I first started the comic, it was like I knew he was gonna be like my comic relief, even if he was no one else's. He was going to at least make me laugh. I've recreated more than a few memes with him in the background. Now, hopefully, I think I've gotten into the groove of how I'm going to write him. At the very least, I think I've gotten a better understanding of how he needs to act in order for certain things in the story to feasibly happen. Because before it was like, oh my god, he's just gonna be a whiny bitch for like the entirety of the first part of the story, and then for the next part, it's gonna be like, whoa, what happened? But now for this, it's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be a more natural progression. What the hell is this? Oh, what is this supposed to be? Where's Oh, for some reason my computer seems to think I'm a sports fan, and it keeps like giving like live updates of scores and whatnot on the side. It's like, why? I don't not even. Okay, the eyes are done. Brindlefer, my girl. Why are they mad? Oh, they were just ranting to themselves. Hello, Waffles. Hello, Spring. Just about to rant about Brindlefer being an amazing character that I wish I would utilize more in the comic. But the only reason I haven't been is because she's just so damn hard to draw, and I bitch about it every single time she pops up in the comic. I'm like, Brindlefer, I love you, but oh my god, you're so hard to color. She's not hard to draw. Well, she kind of is hard to draw since she's an Oriental, a short-haired Oriental mix. That's just the name of the breed. Because they got like the long noses and the big ol' ears, and they don't meow, they honk. So adorable. Then I had to give her like this. It's not even that complicated. This is actually toned down from like her first design. But holy Christ, is it still. Of all the other characters, she's the most complicated. Yeah, because not even Snowblaze, who's like an orange tabby. Her design isn't that difficult. Neither is Lion Stripes. There's another cat that's gonna show up in future pages that's definitely gonna be a pain in the ass. I'm the last player alive in Forsaken. Oh my. So I don't play online games. I don't do online games. I can't. Mostly because I'm too embarrassed. Don't have ever have that where you don't have the concentration to do anything? Eggs fucking every every other week it seems there's like 2 days where I can't focus on anything. Anytime, thinking about being the last player left in a video game, I always think of I get flashbacks to middle school, being the last kid left when we're playing dodgeball, and now all of them rubber balls are coming straight at my head, and I'm just going to cry. Because I ain't no Doomslayer. I have this one very vivid memory of I was the last one left on my team because I always hide at the back because I can't throw worth a darn, and I hated getting hit because we were playing because our school was so fucking small. We had to combine classes for especially for elementary PE. So it was like me as a third grader playing with a bunch of sixth graders because they just combined the classes. It was terrible. So then I'm the last one left on my side, and the entire team is still on the other side, and then the teacher says suicide, which is a terrible name for for a move, but it's when there's no longer any boundaries, meaning you can run across to the other side, and the entire team in like a straight line formation, like rapid sauce formation, charge the line, and like this one guy, I remember I remember his name, and it's a core memory. He runs holding a ball, and he literally jumps and like slam dunks it right into my face. And he hits me while I'm also hit from all other sides by the other ball. So of course I'm crying as I got hit in the damn face. And then that means I'm out, round's over, so then immediately restart the new round. So I'm like, I didn't rage quit, but I'm crying because, of course. And then the teacher's like, "You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Look, let me see. You're fine. Go play." At that point, I was just used to teachers ignoring me whenever I said, "Hey, I am hurt. I am in pain. And can I please take a break? I don't want to do this." So I didn't really bat an eye on it. And then later when I told my mom what happened, and I told her who hit me, and she was like, "Wait, who is the gym teacher again?" And I told her name, and she was like, "Oh, that was her son that slam dunked a dodgeball right into my face." Literally, he didn't like go through the hoop or anything, but I remember he ran straight at me. Ball jumped up and threw it down like like you would at a touchdown. That's what he did directly onto my face. He was in the sixth grade and all in like the fifth grade, and he was like already 6 feet tall. And I have never been 6 feet tall, so I don't know what that's like. I've never been above 5'6", so I don't know what it's like to even see the top shelf. This kid just full speed. I'd say I heard boss music, but all I could hear was the ringing in my ears from getting hit in the fucking face. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, online video games. So I don't play online video games because of middle school. I don't want to let down the team because I'm being a bitch just hiding in the corner or just being a shitty player. Because that's the other time. Anytime like I would engage with the game, I was just a shitty player. But that was just sports, and it's the same with video games. I just don't play video games all that much. The video games I do play are slow paced strategy or Plants vs. Zombies or Five Nights at Freddy's. But even then, I don't stream video games. I streamed a video game once or twice. I think twice I've live streamed video games, and I hated it every single time. So, in that note, I'm fine. Aside from a plethora of childhood trauma, I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm gonna do short tail first since he's really easy to figure out. Oh, absolutely, Spring. Absolutely. I was the kid that would usually get targeted because I was small and, couldn't fight back. Small, couldn't fight back. Fuck me, that's the wrong. Why is that? And I would just cry. That's all I would do. I would just cry. But then again, the kid that dunked on me was like a kind of a renowned bully. Not like full on targeting harassment, but he kind of was like a bully, but no one did anything about it because A, the other students were scared of him, and B, he was a star athlete. And C, his mom worked at the school. So we were screwed either way. Luckily, that was like the only time he actually actively targeted me, but that was because there was no other targets left on the field. But he really did not need to do that. He did not need to running jump slam dunk a dodgeball onto the face of a crying third grader. Wherever he is, I hope he getting exactly what he deserves. Because that's all you can wish for. Waffles, how do you keep hurting yourself, man? Oh, absolutely, Spring. Yep, the targeting was awesome. Hang on, I need to check something real quick. YouTube's fine. Twitch, are you dead? No, but you keep saying your bitrate shit. Well, grow up. Is anyone else noticing that, like, Twitch streams are just being... I don't want to completely insult them. But, like, they either take forever to load, or it's just a sea of pixels. Because I usually get the pixels. Just this is not fun at all. But then again, most of the guys that I watch their streams lately, they've just been playing Marvel Rivals, which is nothing but pixels for my screen. Wall of pixels. But the audio comes through. Yeah, exactly. But, I wasn't her kid. And it was her kid that hit me. So she was saying I was fine. Probably so her son wouldn't get into trouble, or because she didn't want to talk to him. I don't know what the whole situation was, but it was her son that dunked on me. Turned out to be a school star basketball player, which is cool and which is cool and all, but when the school is barely 100 people, being a star athlete isn't really that much of an accomplishment. But yeah, I get what you're saying. When the kid gets like smacked in the face with a tree branch and the parents are like, "You're fine." Like, well, they are, but clearly show some empathy there, because then now they're not going to go to you when they actually are hurt, because then they know what response they're going to get. So yeah, just say, "Oh, okay, let me see, let me see. Okay, are you bleeding? Does it hurt? All right. Now we'll remember not to do that again, now will we?" But don't baby them. Don't be like, "Oh my god, oh, they fell down." It's like they fell over. Because then if babies or kids see their parents going, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," then the kids are gonna start crying. Well, that's a different topic for another day. One day I'll learn how to draw these cats consistently. One day. One day I'll learn how to draw consistently. It'll happen. Oh, wait a minute. A diddly dawn minute. There we go. You're talking in the background, that's just my family. Can't think about joining Art Fight. I know. I know. Art Fight is so fun. I've done it for like, what, 3 years now? Yeah, this year will be my 4th year of joining Art Fight. It is so fun. Especially live streaming it, because those are like the best streams I do. It's like, it's the middle of summer. So like everyone's on vacation, at least they are in America. We're just drawing each other's OCs, and like some people will join chat and be like, "Oh, I'm on art fight too," and then be like, "Okay, I'll go check you out." That's like the only time I'll allow like full self promotion on stream is during art fight because I want to win. I wonder what the teams are gonna be this year. Waiting 2 hours. Oh yeah, you're gonna be in limbo for a while because either with Toy House, it's gonna be one of those things where either they only check like once a day, and it's like when they've come back from work or something. Because I'll admit, I haven't checked Toy House this morning, and I probably won't check for a while. But it's gonna take me a minute to get back to you sometimes, and then I feel like shit. It's like, oh no, this was 5 hours ago. Ah, who's they linked a folder? People already got the characters sent to them. I'm still here waiting. It happens. But some people are just like more responsive on the weekends typically, or it's either on the weekends or in the evenings that you should like really pay attention to when people are responding because like you can see the times of when people are sending messages, and then usually you can pick up on a pattern. But um sometimes it's an accident, but if you actually do feel like you're being ignored, it's completely okay to send them a message going like, "Hey, uh I just wanted like an ETA on when the character's being sent over. I messaged you here, just curious." Then it's completely fine. It's a professional courtesy to ask for an ETA on a promised delivery. You're not being an asshole for doing that. You are if you spam them. Because I did that one time. As I adopted a character, and it was like a few days, and it was just curious on what the ETA is on that. ETA is estimated time of arrival. And they're like, "Sorry, I can't get back to you. I'm in school and I got really busy." I was like, "Oh, okay, then yeah," because it was like a one of those breedable adoptables. They like mix like two characters on a chart and whatnot. Yeah, I don't understand why that would take a moment. Yeah, just don't. Yeah, it depends on the situation. Well, it's like my Discord shows that I'm constantly online because I have my computer and my phone on me with the Discord, but it doesn't mean I'm like available to talk. Chocolate cats. Hey, Snowy. She's gonna be the death of me, I swear. Actually, no. Hollyhock has done to be the death of me. Oh my god. He hasn't appeared in the comic yet, and he won't appear for a while. But he's on my toy house. You can look at his design and be like, oh, yeah, I can see why he's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Like, yep. Damn calicos. I love tortoiseshells and I love calicos, but my god, are they hard to color. Because I want to be consistent. Because I'm using this to practice some level of consistency. As you can see, I am failing spectacularly. But I know when people keep. You know what? Spring, welcome to the internet. Welcome to life. That will always happen. Even if it's like no amount of time can heal the memory of the internet. You know, they say time heals all wounds, but that was before the digital age. That's if you leave it to heal. You know? Most people don't. They like to pick at it, let it fester. They'll hold on to the screenshots for years, just waiting for someone to mess up and go, oh, I knew the whole time. Look, here's the proof. It's like, oh, so wait, you knew this person was like kind of shady, and you kept those screenshots for 10 years, just waiting for an opportunity to drop them. That's scummy. But that's like if the person is actually like bad. Like you see those YouTubers that they get exposed for something. They're like, "Oh yeah, I have all these screenshots." It was like, why didn't you just like post them before and try to say, well, they were too big and like they had this loyal fan base. And I was like, yeah, but that's still just if you got if someone's being shitty, dunk on them, expose them for being shitty, but do it correctly and smart with a moniker of intelligence, of course. Don't like just dox them. But if someone is like just did something that's mildly uh off color. Like they said something when they were 13 and you're still bringing it up when they're 27. It's like, really? When I was 13, I wrote and posted shitty fan fiction on the internet. You Now I just keep it in my head. Yeah. When I was 13, I would write and post shitty fan fiction on the internet. Now I just don't post it. A former co-creator. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. I get that. Now, there are some instances where I'm like, I remember what you did, and I'll never forgive you for that. But that was because they genuinely did something that hurt the community. It wasn't like a tweet or like a repost of something that they said years ago that really like people got offended by. And it's like, really? Like by this? It's not that bad. Considering it's not that bad. But if someone's like trying to move on and then like a former co-owner did something and then they cut ties and then people are still gonna be like, oh my god, you have a Billy de la Sanada. It's like, are you kidding me? Can we just talk about the game for God's sakes? you know? That's the wrong way. And then I'm not up to date on internet drama. I mean, I'll occasionally watch Internet Anarchist when he posts a video, but that's because the people he makes videos on are like, ooh, how is this person not in jail? Half the time. Like, most of the time, it's just like they got themselves into drama because they said something and then the internet just went, blah, 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 and then they dug the hole deeper by a, just being angry and like they didn't just let it ride. I've no idea what these two people are, but yeah, I get it. It's like the game dev situation is just like, oh my god, really? I thought art commentators were bad. Game devs, sheesh, they under they're under a lot of hot fire or heavy fire. It's hot water, heavy fire. Gosh. Oh yeah, waffles. I did see the little rat. Name's Pavel, right? I get a little chuckle whenever I see someone name their character Pavel because that's the name of a character from Tron Uprising and he was just this little gremlin. I've invoked the name of Tron Uprising. Now I'm thinking about that show and I'm remembering how good it is and now I'm getting mad because it got canceled for no goddamn reason. Well, okay, it did get canceled for a reason. It was a stupid ass reason, but it's a reason all the same. But I can't get into that again. Here. Oof. I can use that. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Stable. Well, Twitch, you can just grow up. Keep forgetting my budget fill tools on the 2 pixel expansion. Is I know we don't have any background music for the stream. I'm sick of Twitch muting random moments, even though I'm using copyright free music. Joy. Oh, I forgot to tell her this side. How my Sona in some Discord servers because she's based off of. Oh, people going to jump me. Oh, yeah. I get it. Like, I used to be a huge fan of Bendy and the Ink Machine. Huge fan. Then I heard about all the shit that was happening behind the scenes at Kindly Beast. I went, oh! That's off color. But it wasn't even like a the dev was being like demanding about time constraints and deadlines and whatnot. No, they were literally screwing people over with the way they were running things. It's like, oh, and you also stole art from the community. You stole fan art from the community and didn't pay the contest winners fair rights. Cool. Yeah, that is just awesome. I'm being completely sarcastic here. That is not cool at all. Waffles, I swear your phone is a Decepticon because of the shit you keep saying. There we go. Hello, Firebug. I am going to stream on the inside. I mean, on a base level, this design doesn't look that hard to replicate. But for every single fucking frame? Hmm. Okay, deep breaths. We're almost done with this one page. Tail. And, okay, of course we're gonna. There. I comic one of the cats takes me like 10 minutes to color exactly. Bye. Oh, are any of the cats out? Okay. Cheerios, but yeah. And my mom was talking to me. That's a quite simplified. Oh yeah, I've simplified Brindlefor's design like 3 times since I first conceptualized it. I'm like her face and head and like her bust is very simple, so I don't mind Recoloring that, it's just everything else is pain. Pain. All I know is pain. Alright, I'm gonna keep that. Actually, no, I'm going to erase some of this so it's just here. Okay, since I start up here. Regular pen. Started with a bit more of a red. Okay, we'll do both. We'll do both. Here, probably gonna do some purple bluey thing. All right, which actually no, hers should be more angular, like that. Sometimes I wonder if I'd go too ham on these backgrounds, but then I remember it's like, you know what, whatever. I don't care. I also go too hard on the backgrounds when it comes to like just the trees and whatnot, because this next page is gonna be spoilers on the text. This next page is gonna be a pain in the tuchus to color because I'm gonna go so ham on the details. But when it comes to the abstract, like um, when it comes to the abstract, I'm like, damn, what am I supposed to do? I really like. Thank you, Firebug. Nice, thank you, guys. But I don't hate the backgrounds. I just hate myself for choosing to add so much detail. Like the starting up screen, that one was fine because that was just an illustration. I'm fine with illustrations taking me 5 hours to do because then I feel like a great sense of accomplishment. When it comes to like comic pages, I'm like, damn, I really spent 5 hours on that. For a page, an average viewer's gonna spend less than 10 seconds on. Steve. Alright, hold up. Steve, don't you dare. A window's open. I'm just gonna close that. Because we got curious kittens. Trying to air out the room and brain's gone. Only 6 hours on one comment page. Oh my god. Did it turn out? If it turns out, then it's like, hey, I spent 12 hours on this page, but it turned out. I feel less guilty when I'm like, oh, like the whole time I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. Well, it turned out. Like the first stream I did, coming back to this comic, I thought I was going absolutely insane with the level of detail I was adding. But hey, that page turned out. Hmm. Well, let's trust the process first. Hmm. No, let's maintain the palette. Maintain the palette. That was just straight black. That is not what I meant to do. I think the reason why that first page turned out so good, because I like just finished doing a bunch of illustrations, so my brain was still in illustrator mode. But now that I've like done a few weeks of comics, my brain is now in comic mode. And comic mode is like as like fake as much detail in as little amount of time as possible. Which normally I'm okay with. Because I'm freaking insane when it comes to trees and hello dog. And dirt and whatnot. Alright, I need to bring up the previous page because I forgot what the scenery was. Spoilers! I might have over-rendered the line art of this page a little bit. Dunna, 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 dunna. Ah, I hate that I have that song, those songs stuck in my head. Got a couple of first pages. Oh yeah. Always stripped ahead. Then it helps you maintain continuity, and so you don't get stuck when you're working on a story. Because once you feel stuck when working on a story, you feel less inclined to actually work on it, and then you'll just get bored and quit, and then you feel bad for abandoning a project. That's because, hey, you didn't have a plan. Because like, if you're a pantser, meaning that's slang for you write by the seat of your pants, that's fine if you're working on a novel, because then there's like you've got nothing to lose because you can always just go back and edit it and whatnot. But for like a comic or something that takes like weekly uploads, you cannot afford to be a pantser. You need a plan. You don't have to stick to the plan like glue, but at least you need something. Yep, yep. Same here, Firebud. I know how this comic is going to end. I've had the ending of this comic planned before I even knew how it was going to begin. Because, just like the characters kind of just live in your head as this amalgamation of interactions and dialogue and scenes and whatnot. So I had the ending perfectly envisioned, more or less. It's just getting there. Get a rough skit. Oh yeah. For me, what I do, and this is just what has worked for me. What I do is I have a Word document, and each bullet point is a page, and each slash mark is a separate panel, and then because usually the dialogue comes to me very naturally, or at least like the vibe of the dialogue comes to me very easily. So I'll just like jot down the characters' initials, what they say, and then maybe a visual of what I wanted to go along with it. Because like the character interactions I can figure out usually, but I figure out first. It's the actual layout that takes me 5 years to actually, put together, and that's what I handled during the thumbnail phase, which I may have to do on stream here in a couple of weeks because I also need a script. Oh my god, I need a script if you just. I really hope someone makes a Gossip Girls or like a Mean Girls joke. Because I haven't seen either of those, but I really hope someone makes a joke about these two being the Mean Girls of the group, because they've been the Mean Girls of the group since day one. I just haven't given them ample time to both interact. Now I'm finally doing it. It's finally happening. Because that's one thing I didn't realize with comics. Like, I knew it, but. Excuse me. I didn't realize just how damn long it was gonna take to get just to this point. Comics take 5 years to make. Like, I'm barely on page 140. Wow, I can read 174. And we're not even close to finishing the first arc of the story. What have I done? So I was like, I had to have a emergency meeting with myself a few days ago. I was like, okay, how the hell are we gonna, it's like, we gotta consolidate this story because it's gonna take the rest of our lives to finish, and we've got like 10 other projects that need to get done and need our attention. So how are we going to speed run this comic without rushing the story and sacrificing character? So I had to like reevaluate what was all going to appear in the story. Like honestly, at this point, it might be easier to just make an animated music video, like to do an AFV for some of these scenes. It might just be easier to do that. God, then I remember how long it took for me to do my animatic video. I mean, like a whole month to do 2 minutes. But hey, maybe. That's also the problem with what I struggle with the layout because when I imagine the scenes and interactions with my characters in the comic, it's like I imagine everything animated. Like my mental image is fully animated. So when I'm putting it in comic form, I have to like take screenshots of my brain to put it together for like the comic, and sometimes it doesn't work because it's like I didn't actually fully envision it. I just knew this was the gist of it. I know this one's more blue and whatnot, but whatever. Shh. I'm missing out on chat. Yeah, I know. That's the curse of creativity waffles. I mean, you want to do all these things with your characters, but you're just one man. You're just one person, so it's like you have to pick and choose what you have time for. It's not, it has nothing to do with skill at this point. Creativity at this point has absolutely nothing to do with skill. It's about time management, which as someone with ADHD is I'm in trouble. Needs to be behind y'all. There we go. Because I have terrible time management skills. Or I should say capabilities, as I just said it has nothing to do with skill. So yeah, don't feel bad for having to prioritize certain projects over others. As hard as it is to not feel bad. Yeah, this comic started, oh god, at least 3 years ago. Fuck me. Yeah, quarantine hit and I said fuck it. But then again, I've been working on this comic off and on. Like, I wasn't working on it for 3 years straight, because if I was, I wouldn't be done by now. But, oh god, if I was working on this comic for 3 years straight, I would have quit. Honestly, I would have quit. But, um, yeah, I took breaks. I take July off because of art fight. I usually take August off because I have a lot of chores because summer and usually things are on fire. And then like the fall season I used to. Used to. I don't know if I'm still gonna do it. The fall season, I would dedicate it to another project I have. That's like more spooky season themed. And I feel like, you know what, it's fall, it's spooky season, I'll work on the spooky season instead of these, Paths of Brighter Stars feels like a spring and summer project. I say as I'm working on in the dead of winter. But that's because someone, I think it was Zenti Blade, brought it up. But you know what? Yeah, I haven't worked on this series in a long time. You know what? Screw it. Oh yeah, once you get into a groove of comics, then you can like blaze through it. That's really what comics and animatics are all have the like, a very similar vibe to it. You get it done purely with fuck it and big dick energy. That is the only way you're gonna get your projects done. F it, we ball, big dick energy. Any criticism on Pavel? Nope. No criticism, no like off the top of my head suggestions that I would make. I mean, it's like I said, I'm not really into the medieval jester scene, so I can't really make any suggestions. The pose and palette were cute. Oy, oy. I gotta change the background back here because then this bit's just gonna blend in. This, this, that's too dark. It's gonna be darker here and shadowed because he's leading her down a dark path. Ha ha ha. The entirety of character design, cinematography, and foreshadowing, it's all puns. Foreshadowing is just a giant pun. You can't convince me otherwise. Mindful of the pixels. Oh yeah, I can point out exact moments where I went heavy-handed on the foreshadowing. I can point out exact moments where I was like, you know, this is gonna be exact foreshadowing. Okay, I'm gonna. There's a slightly different color. There we go. But yeah, foreshadowing is one of those things where it's nice to sprinkle in, but then what you gotta be careful with it. Half the time, I'm like, you know what? I should add some foreshadowing here. I never plan half of my foreshadowing. It's just me going like, you know what? If I just change the coloring here, it's slightly foreshadowing. Like no one's gonna pick up on it until like years later, because the foreshadowing is honestly just for me at this point. But it's still fun. It's one of those things where it's like you tell the punchline before the joke. Because then like the audience is gonna be like, okay, this is interesting. And then once like the reveal happens, they're like, oh shit! Because that's why it's important to have your story at least somewhat planned before you dive in. Bivsy. Yes, I'm throwing shade. This is the page where my stream crashed that one time. Get used to that feeling, Waffles. It oh, not get used to it, but like ride that feeling, Waffles, because it doesn't happen often as an artist, but when it does happen, oh, it's a grand sense of euphoria. Hey, I'm capable. I can do this. It's awesome. Can't stop thinking about comment, but then again, that might be the autism. uh, when you're cursed with creativity, you have no choice. That's what you're going to do with the rest of your life. You have to. Because if you don't, you'll just implode. So it's kind of weird saying that I have no choice, I have to do this. Because then it feels like I'm taking away my autonomy. But at the same time, it is the most liberating feeling ever because anytime I feel like, oh, I can't do this, I should just quit, there's no point to it, it's like, I can't quit. I can't give up. I physically cannot because this is what I have to do. The only time I feel like shit when working on a project is like, I have to keep going. I have no choice. So then eventually you'll get to a point where giving up doesn't even cross your mind because there's no point to even entertaining the thought because it's just not gonna happen. The day I stop thinking about my characters and my stories is the day I'm either dead or comatose. But even then, if I'm comatose, I'll be dreaming about them. Alright, Waffles, go to bed. Have a good sleep. I keep forgetting it's like midnight where you're at, right? Send your ass to bed. Time to be off. Oh, the stream crashed. I don't know why I thought it crashed for a second. But we're good. We're good. Whew. It's like 21. Wait, 21. Probably 1 in the morning. Sorry, my military time is rusty. Ah! Sorry for screaming, but they look good. I like I like it when tree look good. We got good tree going. Good happy tree. Happy little tree. I'm gonna try not to add too much detail to them, but don't make promises you don't plan on keeping. All right, okay. Merge down because there's a million layers in this frickin' folder. I am slowly dying. Ain't getting any younger. No, wait. Okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. Multiply 65. I'm gonna have to add another layer of shading. I feel like it started at a boring time. Learn wasted over. Oh yeah, yeah. Like the main bulk of this story happens much later. Like once the clan is established, that's when like the big stuff starts happening. But I feel like I needed to have their buildup of being, of their humble beginnings. Because then the show's like, oh wow, these cats have been through so much together since day one. And then the shit starts happening. It's like, it makes it hurt more, you see. One thing like, my biggest regret with this whole freaking story is that, this is not really regret because it was a learning process. Like, I didn't have a set, um, role in the group for each character. I just decided on having 8 cats because having a group that was any smaller would seem kind of stupid. Like, if only 3 cats left to start their own clan, they're screwed. But, like, 8 just seemed like a good number, and this whole series is kind of like a Watership Down reference, and in Watership Down, 8 rabbits left the Warren to go find their new home. So 8 is a very important number for like that. It was important that the exact number of cats that left was that number. That and it felt, like at least on average two. Well, not really. Like a cat from each clan left and made this group. We had 3 from River Clan, 2 from Thunder Clan, 2 from Shadow Clan, and 1 from Wind Clan. That's only because I don't like Wind Clan. Sorry, Wayne Clan, you're kind of boring. Not the dog wanting outside? Hang on, I need it. I'm the only person in the house, so that means I need to go let the dogs in. Don't you hate it when you open up a door for a cat and they just kind of stand there looking at you and then they just lean on the door? Like, in or out? Like, out, I guess, but then you close the door and they're like, wait, open it. And then you open the door and then they just kind of roll on it and then just roll over. It's like, what the fuck do you want to go away? My goodness, I got a job to do. No, that's too much. So there's still okay. No, I feel like I've actually yeah, I didn't have that's the biggest regret story-wise I have with this comic. I didn't have set roles or like I didn't have a set purpose for each character in the group. Like I didn't figure out dynamics or anything like that. I knew what it was going to eventually be, but like how it came about naturally just did not cross my mind when I was writing it, and I do regret that very much. Because now I'm like, oh, I had these plans for the character, but now after writing them, it would feel weird to execute it because then it's like, well, where'd this come from? Then it feels like this interaction or like this aspect of their character would come out of nowhere. So now I have to adjust plans or just let things go. Because I had a plan for Brindlefer. She was going to be like, if you know Watership Down, I wanted Brindlefer to be like Blackberry. If you know Watership Down, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know Watership Down, I'm sorry, it's really hard to explain, but Blackberry in Watership Down, which is like Warrior Cats but with rabbits. Blackberry was the wise one. He was the smartest of the group, but he wasn't like the intelligent one per se. He just like could figure things out. But now with the way I've written her character, it's not that she isn't intelligent, it's just having her be like Blackberry just wouldn't make sense for her character since that's not her character. She's very much an introvert. But she's an introvert with a strong sense of justice and right and wrong, like her version of right and wrong. But her introverted nature and tendencies kind of keep her from showing that off. Okay, that's not. Brindle's your favorite design. Ah. Yeah, and her distinctness is what's driving me crazy. I'm very proud of her design and the way it turned out, and yeah, that she is different from what usually shows up in the series. The other cats were kind of either pre-existing designs I had, or I just based them off of a cat species, or breed. A cat. I based them off of a different breed, so I just kind of copy pasted that design, that, typical. What am I saying here? The typical look of their breed. Like, Hazelpaw. He is based on an Abyssian cat, like a very specific picture of an Abyssian cat. With the brown, dark brown, with the brown to dark brown gradient and green eyes. Because that's the first picture I saw. So I was like, okay, that's my version of Hazelpaw now. Because in his original design, their old designs are on my DeviantArt. If you want to look at them, oh my god, they were so cartoony. And Lion Stripe, he's a Maine Coon. No, he's not. He's a Norwegian. He's a Norwegian forest cat. So he is fucking huge, fluffy, typically a tabby, and friendly. So that what's like dictated his design. Now, Hawkstar was a character I had as an OC for a long time, so her design was already like set. Ivy Whisper was based on my the meme, the government mandated warrior cat's name when you like first line when you first log into the website. You get like a government issued that's what it was, government issued warrior cat's name. Mine was Ivy Whisper. So I was like, you know what, I'll just make that a character, and that's what he turned out to be. For Splash Paw, his design was nothing special, but that's because I knew he was going to be a focus character, so I wanted his design to be very easy to redraw for like every other frame, because I knew he was going to be a big player. For Snowblaze, I just designed something cute, and since I already had, I think I designed her and was like trying to think of a name, and it was like Snow Blaze. Or it was either I designed her and then came up with the name, or I came up with the name because I thought it sounded cool. It was like, okay, if your character's name's Snowblaze, what would they look like? I honestly don't remember how I landed their designs. Short Tail is based off of this other cat, this like famous internet cat named Smoothie. I can't remember what breed they are, but they are a long-haired cat with a white chest and tan fur with dark brown paws. I think if you just looked up Smoothie the cat, he'd pop right up. But yeah, that's who I based Short Tail off of, design wise. I know nothing about the cat. I think we can call this page done. I need Wolfie. The name's Soft Feather. And it's a cute name. I mean, I've reused character names from OCs when I was a kid, and then turned them into this whole new character for a book. Like I could make a whole video series about just the design journey of a character I have named Tamika. Tamika as a character, she's not in uh any project I've broadcast on the internet yet, because that one's a very special project. Tamika as a character has been with me since I was, oh god, at least, yeah, 10, maybe 9 sounds about right. Blue Fire is a, I haven't reused the name Blue Fire yet, and if it has to be somewhere, it's gonna be here. But I haven't really found a way to put her in. Blue Fire's been my Sona in air quotes since I first started drawing. Yeah. It's so funny, isn't it? If you draw them side by side, it's like, who are you? I'm you, but I say fuck. That would literally that wouldn't be Tamika because she doesn't cuss, but like, who are you? I'm you, but I kill. I did that too. Yeah, but I'm actually allowed to do it. I was actually made to do it. Anyway, before we get started on the next page, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. So I will be right back. Finger guns. Don't set anything on fire while I'm away. You know what? This year I'm gonna fucking do it. This year for Art Fight, I'm going to add Short Tail to. I'm gonna add Short Tail to Art Fight. So that would hopefully encourage people to draw Short Tail just getting his shit fucked. Just think that'd be so funny. You know, hey guys, you guys hate Short Tail, right? Well, here's a chance to draw him with a bunch of your OCs and maybe your friends' OCs, just beating the shit out of him. Or in the Family Guy dead pose. It's like wishful thinking. Okay. You'll get like 50 points from that. Okay, I'll render this page later. I don't need it again. Yeah, because honestly, if you draw like 5 characters in the same illustration and make it as like a scene, that's worth like a few hundred points. Especially if we're on opposite teams or something. Look at this motherfucker. Look at this boy. Strut. Oh, I need to. You know, I'll do that later. Straight cat strut, I'm a lady's cat. Last year I was worth like made one that was worth 200. Yeah. The point system I think needs an update. And a lot of people are saying that the point system needs an update because you can spend like 3 hours on an art piece that's an illustration, but it's only one character. So it's like a one character that's like an illustration is only worth like 20 or 30 points. So it just felt weird. But they said like like a mass attack sketch would be worth more than a fully illustrated piece. Which I get it just based on the point system without there being direct monitoring of what the illustration is. But I was hoping that's what the 2 weeks that Art Fight is done, it's what the mods would be doing, like manually going through and checking what the point system was, what the points were. But I get it. There's only like 3 people working on the entirety of this one website, and they also do Art Fight, and they've got lives outside of this little project, and it's, you know, free to use and whatnot. It's donate, it's crowd funded, but it's like once a year. You'd think if it was just a once a year thing, you'd make it a full bonanza or extravaganza, whatever the word is. I'd go bananas. But then again, that's just me with a lot of free time. Yeah, because it's not based on skill. It's just the base of what you did. Because the point of Art Fight is that it's not about skill. But then there will always be some people who bitch about it. It's like, I gave them, like, a whole illustration that would make Mozart, not Mozart, that would make Da Vinci cry, and then they gave me this little 2-year-old pencil drawing. I deserve better art. It's like, well, then attack people with equal art skill, or just like mention it in your bio that said, "Hey, I attack people of equal art skill," which seems it just sounds kind of scummy. I get it, but when art's your job, July should be the one time a year you do it all for free. You know what I'm saying? Who's messaging me? No one. Okay, just a Puffer. Why are you live right now? It's 1 o'clock. I follow Big Puffer on Twitch, which I am dual streaming on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you want to check either of those out, I think they're linked in the description. I still haven't fucking linked the comment. Oh well. It's on my DeviantArt, you'll find it. Bro's just playing. I think he's still playing Marvel Rivals. He wants to be top 100. I mean, good luck, man. I believe he can do it. It's just a lot of half of Marvel Rivals, like your ranking system, depends on the team you've put together or that you're put with. So it's a lot of just RNG. But apparently, I didn't see any of this last year. Apparently, everyone was complaining about people doing mass attacks with like human centipede and whatnot. And it's like, oh god, okay, first of all, that's terrible. Second of all, where? I heard a lot of people bitching about this being a thing that was happening, but I didn't see it like at all. In fact, I've never had a bad interaction on Art Fight. The only interaction that happened that made me kind of, I'm a little upset about that was because I attacked an artist that I really really liked, and they didn't get around to revenging or doing a revenge piece, which I get. They're a really big and popular artist, so I didn't like attack them with the intention of getting revenge. I knew that wasn't going to happen, but I was like, oh, God, possibility of getting some art is of like, it's just anything from this artist would have been really cool. But I know that they're busy. They're a big artist. It's their job, their livelihood. And some people just do Art Fight just for like to practice sketching, because that's what one artist I followed, they said that since they were so busy and had a lot of other things going on and needed to pay bills. My cat wants in. Give me a sec. They said that they were going to use Art Fight as just their sketchbook and and sketches. Your time is food. Go. All right, sorry, I had to let the cat in. Okay. Yeah, like people were saying it was like a huge thing, like the TikTokification of Art Fight. I'm like, but where? Then again, I don't have TikTok. In fact, when I heard that TikTok was being banned, I fucking cheered. I cried with joy. Like, oh, finally! That dog ass app is going away, but then it came back. I get it, TikTok and whatnot is a lot of people's livelihood, but I hate TikTok. Anyway, so people's like, oh, this is a like whatever app is ruining Art Fight, and it's like, well, then just don't use that app. Just use Art Fight. Don't post on that app. Just don't use that app. It'd be like saying Twitter is ruining YouTube. Well, then just don't use Twitter and just use YouTube. It's so easy. It's too easy. Tell you what, I deleted Twitter, Instagram. Genuinely contemplating just eating Blue Sky too. I haven't even looked at Blue Sky in a while. Every time I do, I get pissed off. So you know what? Just yeet Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, and your life you'll feel better about life. Genuinely. Yeah. I've never liked TikTok. I didn't get into Vine when it was big, but that was because I didn't have a smartphone. And then even when I did have a smartphone, I didn't want to get on Vine. I just watched YouTube comps, you know? But yeah, if I'm gonna waste my time on an app, on any sort of website, it's gonna be something that I can actually engage with. So, YouTube, DeviantArt, and Pinterest it is. Now, Pinterest is more of a guilty pleasure thing. But I have two Pinterest accounts. I have my main account and I have my fandom account. My fandom account is for me to just uh like fan art. But then my main Pinterest is for me to like gather information and references and whatnot. So, it's a win-win. I forgot his ears down here. Isn't good for me. Oh, exactly. Like, when I start doom scrolling on YouTube Shorts, I feel like shit and my whole day is ruined. So then I just started doing this policy where I only watch the shorts of the people I follow. And then maybe I'll scroll for a little bit, but that's if I already have done my daily tasks. And, are just like shooting the shit until, like, in between phases. But, you know what? I got like maybe 15 minutes. And I don't have anything else I could be doing. I'll just scroll. But then again, I usually use that time to just scroll on Pinterest because I'm a white girl. I know, Firebug. 99% of it is AI and it pisses me off. But that's if you're like looking for references, then it's AI and it pisses me off. But for like fan art and shit, a lot of it is just reposts from Twitter and Tumblr, which I know is shitty, but at the same time, I don't like Twitter, so I'm not going to use it. And I just don't use Tumblr. I have a Tumblr, I just don't use it. Phone, why are you going off? Who texted me? Nope, it wasn't anything important. Oh, nope, just bills. Awesome. Just bills. Mostly Kid Cowboy. God, because of my Transformers hyperfixation, most of my For You page on Pinterest is just yaoi. It was like, ah! I don't mind the cutie stuff, but there was a transfer of fluids happening in that art. God, tad your shit, guys. Jesus Christ. Like, no content filter. Like, I'm not homophobic. I just don't like porn, okay? I just don't like unelicited porn. And that's what a lot of it is half the time. That's why I don't like Blue Sky. A lot of the artists, I'm just trying to look up some cute fan art for like some furries or for Transformers because I just want to get back into fandoms because I miss the camaraderie of fandoms. But then every time I interact with the fandom, it's just here it is, porn. Like ah. Like if I wanted porn, I'd go to Rule 34 or turn off the content filter on whatever other website. But I don't. So stop it. Add your shit, or I'ma block you. Well, you're lucky, man. Are you in the Transformers fandom? Probably not, because there is so much. Oh, God. Ever since Transformers 1 came out, it's been really ramping up, and I'm just, y'all are rabid. and female. Also discovered a terrible reality that there are some people that ship Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. And you mean they ship? They, they, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. The equivalent of the Kingdom from Barbie movie. I haven't actually seen the Barbie movie. I've seen clips, but I haven't actually sat down and watched it. I know everyone said it was the best thing ever. And it coming out the same time as Oppenheimer was really fucking funny. At least to me it was. I was laughing. I was laughing at all the memes. God, all the memes were so funny. I mean, my goodness. Sometimes I'll be scrolling through Pinterest sometimes, and I'll like on my fandom stuff, and I'll be like, it'll be like Voltron, Transformers, uh, Prince Sidon because I'm addicted, and then a fascist argument. A post about how fascism is awesome. Whoa, let's calm down. Where'd this come from? Pinterest is what I miss about Google Plus. If you remember Google Plus, that is exactly what I wanted my that's what I miss. I miss Google Plus. Google Plus was actually such a great platform. I don't know why they canceled it. And I say it's a great platform because I never had any problems there. I don't know if there were was anything going on behind the scenes. There was one time I did get kind of I did get bullied because I didn't know all the lore about Star Wars and I made like a joke post. That was clearly a joke. And then I got absolutely dunked on by adult men that were clearly older than me, calling me a fucking dumbass because I didn't know that the stormtroopers were a conscripted service and not more clone troopers. I didn't know. There was no indication in the movie that it was anything different. And I just said, and I just made it. I like the joke was to say, I wonder if the reason why stormtroopers have such bad aim is because since Jango died, they had to keep stretching his DNA. So by the time they, like, the Empire rose and they were making their clones, they were like, they couldn't shoot for shit because they're like, because they were like deformed and whatnot, or what? I don't know what. It wasn't really a joke, but it was like just saying that they had to keep stretching Jango's DNA, and it caused like I don't want to say malfunctions, but it was something to that effect. Because now they're not Apex soldiers anymore. And then I got absolutely dunked on, not for people saying it was like, oh, maybe you think about the post that you're saying because I was a child at the time when I posted it. No, it was a bunch of grown ass men, and I'm assuming men because men usually do this, telling me how I'm a fucking idiot for not reading every single one of the comics or playing the games and not knowing who, like half of the commando squadron was. It's like, I don't fucking care. I'm just a kid. I just watched the movies. And at the time I hadn't seen any of the TV shows. One dude actually was very helpful. What he did is just in the comments, he said, "Hey, check this out," and posted a link to a video explaining about the origins of the stormtroopers, about their division. It's like, oh, that was actually quite interesting. And I watched it. I was like, oh, there's a lot of lore that I'm missing out on, just in the comics alone and the video games. Thank you for at least being nice about it. But then everyone else was like, this isn't even fucking funny. Not even interesting. Oh my god, you know nothing. Get off the internet, baby. Like, ugh. And I just started getting flashbacks to G1 because I also got a lot of G1 hate. But hate from the G-whiners. And I will still call them that, even if they cry. I'm gonna call them G-whiners. I haven't run into a G-whiner in a while. I think they all died. I haven't met a G-whiner in a while, but I have still run into people that think Transformers Prime is the best Transformers anything in existence, and I'm like, okay, you know what? You have a right to be wrong. But then again, I have really no excuse when it comes to what good Transformers media is because I thought BotBots was cute. I haven't finished it, but I do think it's adorable. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Google Plus was such an amazing website or app, I guess. I got my first commission on Google Plus. All right, Firebud, enjoy your day. I'm gonna be losing my mind coloring all these frickin' trees. Oh, man, just based on how my voice feels now, I think I might lose my voice today. I don't know why. I'm not like even sick or anything. I want to start an argument with any of the IDW Transformers fans because I'm genuinely actually kind of scared of them. But I heard someone say, if you haven't read IDW, you're not a true Transformers fan. And I'm like, ah, I wouldn't make that claim if I were you. This is a bit of a bold claim, but then it's like, should I say anything? Nah, because I haven't read IDW. I have heard a lot about IDW and how everyone's sucking its dick because I think it's the best thing ever. Is it though? Careful, guys. You're giving me G. Weiner vibes. Let's calm down. If you can at least admit that it still has story problems, then we're fine. Like, I can admit, I absolutely fucking love, uh, Beast Wars. And I can admit, it's got some story problems. The animation is something to get used to. But then again, at the time, it was innovative. I know it's definitely a lot different than what fans were used to. But hey, it added a lot of lore that we attribute as like part of the Transformer, like a huge part of the Transformers, like the whole concept of a spark. That was added because of Beast Wars. But like a lot of lore and world building that we attribute to like being a main staple in Transformers was because of Beast Wars. That and that show is just so damn funny. There were some episodes where I was like, did we switch writers? Because most is like a lot of people remember the series for like being kind of dark. But then when you watch like some of the episodes, it's like, wait a minute, this is a comedy show. Like, there's the episode The Low Road. Oh my god, The Low Road just had me howling. I kind of thought it was the funniest thing ever. Me. You know what? I need it with a whistle. Okay, the coffee's not as bad as it was when I first sipped it. I think it's like kind of mixed in and settled. I spoke too soon. Oh, it hit me. This is like bottom of the pot. Been sitting there all day type coffee. That coffee, whoo, it's a zinger. Never will I ever use a stamp or AI to fill in the coloring aspect of any character. Never will I ever do that, but I will consider it. Like, whew. I don't want to be a non an unpaid intern at working on comics. I don't want to just color the characters. Just follow the ref sheet and you'll be fine. Ugh, I have like no money, so I can't pay anybody like a good courtesy working on a comic. My goodness. And will I consider it? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, well. Is that a cat or my dog's? Cat's ins. Or just the dog. His nose whistles. Yep, it was him. Oh. Here? Oh. Okay, here. There we go. Over to pen. Color in a pixel. Whew. Uh, damn, hardest part is done. Now I gotta do all the freaking bushes. Dysa! Hold up. I have an idea. Where is it? I'm gonna turn this off for a second, guys. I need to check something. And this actually is a spoiler. Open. Okay. That. Background. This. This. This color. That. This. Even though it doesn't really. It doesn't show. Thing. I could throw. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I needed to check a future page that I'd already finished. I needed to check a future page. Bitrate, why do you say you in the dumps? Like, chill. Fuck's sake. Okay. There we go. We're just gonna do... What I'm gonna do at first... The way I did it previously, while it looked cool, it was a, shall we say, pain in the tuchus. You know what I'm gonna do? Add a clipping mask. There we go. I'm gonna use the G pen so it naturally textures. Okay, this is that. Well. Well. How about the base? What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna work on this side first because it looks like it's gonna be. It looks garish now, but stay with me, guys. You're about to have your minds blown about the power of texture. You gotta make each page feel like a tactile experience. And of course, by making it feel like a tactile experience with each page, you zone out and then forget that you're a streamer and you have to like, oh hey guys. What the they love you. Down where the always did the switch between brushes, because then you get like a multi-layered texture. Because if you just go in with like the same texture brush, then it looks kind of weird. But if you switch back and forth, like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, there's like multiple things going on. Because like, if I just used the Sumi pen, it would just be like a bunch of circles stacked on top of each other and overlapping. It looked like lizard skin. But if I come back in here with the acrylic turned down, with the acrylic, which I don't know why it's called the acrylic, it's also a square through here. Yeah, multi-layered. And then also your brush spacing, rotate random color jitter, hue jitters, your rotate thing. These are your friends when it comes to like creating whole new looks while still using the same brush. You can get away with so much if you just alter the settings, the setting variations. I actually might need to come back to this one because it looks a little off. We'll move that like over. Actually, we'll start with these guys. Little squares, you can get away with it. Awesome. Just triple checking. Ever since what happened last time, it traumatized me so much I needed to make a whole ass video about it. Dirt. Oh, I think I used to use dirt. What am I smelling? Is something in the crop? Almost like something was cooked. And that could also just be because my family had lunch. Well, I don't smell smoke, so obviously nothing's burning. There's one. I haven't had lunch yet, I just realized. Oh well. This looks whack now, but trust me, guys. Again, the process. Sus. We must trust the process. In the process, we trust. I'm not using that color. That is like turd green. We are not doing that. Okay then. Better. I used to spend like 2 seconds on bushes. It would be like our gradient and maybe an overlay. But now, since I did that full illustration with the Fallen Titan one, like damn, I could really do trees if I wanted to. And I was like, this is not a tree, like distant trees. This is one singular bush. That is one frame. Let's not get too crazy with it, but at the same time, we gotta maintain detail integrity. You know what I'm saying? It's rough, but at the same time, it's part of the gig. Oops. Damn, my leg is really itchy. Oh, that's what the problem is. Okay. All right, something's happening. What is happening here? Why is my background game like suddenly sucking? Okay, okay, that's what the issue. Me at my art style. It says, "Okay, Mr. Funny Man, is it how you get your sick kicks?" What? It's just an ordinary comment page. Oh my goodness! You think this is funny? In a cosmic sort of way, yeah. Well, okay, Mr. Funny Man. Is this how you get your sick kicks? What? It's just an ordinary comic page. Oh my goodness! Burnout! I want this area to be dark, but not so unrealistically dark. It's definitely shaded, but with some. I do have like I had a clear vision in mind where like Light was there, but it was like stark contrast to like for like dramatic lighting and whatnot. Excuse me. Okay, so what I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna get rid of all the inside. Then it here is both sides. Bit of the yellow. Dude, we need to throw in some brown if we're feeling like it. Our world. We get to pick. So wonderful. God bless that man. Bob Ross. God bless him. If he ain't up above, I don't want to go. Honestly, if he ain't up there, I ain't going. Oh, okay, hold up. Wait. This bit needs light, you know. I feel like if no, this looks because then this looks weird in comparison. So, well, this I can fix. I can fix. Um, yeah, it looks a little. That's the wrong fucking layer. Okay, wow. Yeah, that's better. Better. I feel like once I get this bit figured out, then I can like the lighting on this bit because this one is supposed to set the mood because it's like in my notes it says a darkened forest. So whatever the hell that means. Hang on, let me bring up the previous page. Okay, so it's like this vibe. Okay, this is the vibe. Right? Yeah, I'm in. They're coming this, so like here would be later. Oh, let me just mark the area. So the camp is over here. Pull from here and just put it here. Where's that? There we go. I'll fetch that. Airbrush, come on, work with me. And it does not help that the background I'm working on is also really dark. But once it's all like together, it'll look more cohesive. Have this be the one bright spot. Okay, it looks a little odd now, and trust me, I think it looks odd too. Slowly panicking on the inside. Um, too light. Dark. Okay. Then did put trees in the thumbnail for a reason. More trees. Spend the most time on a tree than I have on any character. That's for go balls. probably. This one. And yes, I broke the 180 rule. I changed positioning of the camera because I just can't show their butts walking through the forest. Well, it's only the 180 rule if it's in the same uh shot in air quotes. This is a different page, so I guess it's he's still on the left, she's still on the right of every panel. So I guess I didn't quite break the 180. Which is fine. You only really break the 180 rule. And for those who don't know, the 180 rule is when the camera completely turns or if a character changes their positioning on the screen. And that's usually for during scenes with a conversation, and it's like a changing of either power dynamics or metaphorical positioning. When a character physically changes their position, it's it can be used to represent their metaphorical positioning or standing with the other characters or mentally. Time for two big trees. Forgot. Of this detail we can kind of get away with. Butterfill is not cheating. It is a literal tool that is meant to be used. Okay. How long have I been streaming for? 3 hours. That's probably why. 3 hours is usually my typical cap off. Because by then I just start zeroing in on the work. It's like, alright, time to focus up. I can only multitask for so long. Fuck's sake. Okay, yeah, and my thing's crashing. Alright, so I'm going to end stream here. Here's fine. Says it's not responding. And I need to I need to reference some other pages to properly color this scene for the sake of continuity, solely for the sake of continuity. And I don't want to spoil it on stream. So, we had a good run. We got a page done. I need to render the line art, which I will do away from stream because it's a lot of hit or miss futzing around. But for what we did get, if I just turn on all these layers, okay, I'm happy with how this looks. It's not as dense as I'd like it to look, so I need to add some more layers to make it look a little bit more denser. This is way too damn light. If I just... Yeah, but if I turn it down, it's not correct either. This, I'm not happy with. I need to fix that. So, I'll be doing that away from stream. Because trees and backgrounds take me 5 years. I need to focus up. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, whether you watch live or after the fact. Either way, I love you. Streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Hi to both. Anything else I'd like to say before things completely crash out on me? I stream every Monday and Wednesday. I know, in like previous videos, I said I usually stream around 10-ish, but 10's getting a little early for me, so I might start around 11 more often. So, look forward to that. Be a lot of comics coming up. And I will see you all whenever that may be. Bye-bye.